Imagine a world where every move you make is tracked, every purchase you make is monitored, and every interaction you have is recorded. Sounds like a dystopian nightmare, right? Well, we're already living in that world. We just don't realize it yet. You see, a new technology is emerging that could change everything. AI-driven surveillance systems are being developed that can recognize faces, track movements, and even predict our behavior with startling accuracy. For example, some AI systems are now being trained to recognize people's emotions. Imagine a world where your every move is tracked and your every emotion is monitored. A world where you can be identified, located, and targeted based on your mood. It's a scary thought, but it's not a far-fetched one. They're being used in our homes, in our workplaces, and in our public spaces. And as they become more prevalent, they're becoming more powerful. The algorithms that drive these systems are constantly being refined and improved, which means that they're able to collect more data, track more movements, and predict more behavior. And while these systems are being marketed as a way to make our lives easier and more efficient, they also pose a serious threat to our privacy and civil liberties. These are the questions that we need to be asking. And that balance is going to be delicate. It will require careful consideration, open discussion, and thoughtful regulation. It will also require each of us to be aware of the issues and to engage in the conversation, and the answers won't be easy. There are legitimate security concerns that need to be addressed. We must also protect our freedoms. These AI-driven surveillance systems are already being used by governments and corporations to monitor citizens and consumers. For example, in China, the authorities have developed a system that uses facial recognition to identify and track people in public spaces. Because the future of this technology is in our hands. If we don't take control of it now, then who will? In the United States, law enforcement agencies are using AI-powered cameras to monitor protests and other public events. And private companies are using AI to collect data on consumers and target them with advertising. So let's start the conversation. Let's talk about the ethics of AI-driven surveillance systems and what they mean for our society. The most alarming thing about these systems is that they're becoming more and more sophisticated by the day. The rise of AI-driven surveillance systems is raising serious ethical questions that we need to discuss. Here are just a few. How much privacy do we really have? How much freedom of movement do we really enjoy? And how much autonomy do we really have over our own lives? These are complex issues with no easy answer. But we need to start exploring them now if we're going to have any hope of shaping the future of this technology. And here's why this conversation is so important. AI-driven surveillance systems are becoming more and more prevalent. So what does this mean for us? What are the implications for our privacy, our civil liberties, and our way of life? We need to find a balance between security and liberty, between efficiency and autonomy. So let's start that conversation today. Let us talk about the ethics of AI-driven surveillance system and what we can do to ensure that this technology is used responsibly.